All right, the last sets were literally completed 20 minutes ago. So we are here, speed PR recording, because I have to go to work. Brian is technically at work, but we're here. We're going to talk about Pokemon, and it's going to be a great time. So here we go. We got Black and White. We got Ethan and Dante's first fray into the tier. And Brian, you want to talk a little bit about Dante's team?
Yeah, so looking at Dante's team, I think he probably picked his favorite 6 Pokemon, because there's a few non-Gen 5 UU Pokemon in there, such as Crawdaunt and, what is that, Vanillux? I literally do not know.
Yeah.
But they're all actually pretty cool mons. And on Ethan's side, we see a much more normal-looking Gen 5 UU team with a lot of really disgusting mons if they get set up, such as Whimsicott and Togekiss if he wants to be a nasty plot set. So I did find it funny that they both use Togekiss and Cobalion. So good picks on both of you guys.
Because they're good guys and they just do a lot of things. So we'll get into it. So just talking about Ethan's team real quick. Before we started the week, I told him, hey, you've never played this tier before, but I know some things. So we can cook something up. So we put a lot of dudes he liked, and we said, damn, this team gets shredded by Weavile. And so Cobalion, I kind of forced it upon him and said, you need to use this thing. It's going to do everything you need.
Yeah, when I saw the teams on Team Preview, I went, oh my gosh, is Vanillux going to do it today?
Yeah, seriously.
The ice and the dark coverage, like Mandibuzz and Vanillux, just go really hard. But unfortunately for Dante, there's no spinner, and I don't think there were any rocks either. So he was definitely playing a little bit of a losing game right off the bat in Gen 5. You do need to have a little bit of hazard control.
Yeah, I would say, like, any singles format, you need to have Stealth Rocker. You don't need hazard control in some of the older gens, like Gen 4, Gen 5. You don't need it. It's really nice to have. But a lot of times the tempo of the game won't let that happen unless you build a specific team composition where you kind of need it. Like if you're going to run Moltres in this tier, then you got to have a spinner. Otherwise, you're playing 5v6.
Dante's only wall really being Mandibuzz does kind of mean he should have a spinner, but it's, I said we can work without it. We'll figure out a way. Very funny. It is Overcoat Mandibuzz, which is completely irrelevant in the tier unless you run your own hail.
Which is so super funny.
Which is what he did. And I went, that's terrible.
Yeah, I guess
I looked at it and went,
you Spore, but, we're banning sleep, so it's not really a big deal.
So here comes Ethan. Ethan was cracking up when he saw this balloon Raikou. Like, legitimately, he sat in Flagon to deal with it and then realized it was on a balloon.
Yeah.
So we actually got effectively a trade here. Like, Flagon has to switch out.
Yeah.
A good switch, though, knowing that it's Protect Raikou.
Yeah, Toxic Mist. I was like, brother, what are you doing?
Then Cobalion gets the hit anyway.
He should have clicked it. You could have saved some of your HP, but at this point, like it's 6v3. But if there's something that's gonna make shit happen, it is Togekiss.
Mm-hmm. And we get probably my favorite Togekiss ever. I've never seen anybody run this Togekiss, and I love Dante forever for doing it. He looked at me and said, I like Serene Grace. Let's try to get as many funny moves on there as possible. So he slammed Tri-Attack on Togekiss, and it literally mattered.
Oh, yeah, it did. Honestly,
the 40% chance went hard.
Yeah, speaking of Serene Grace, as a Jirachi enthusiast, sometimes you just love seeing air slashes and Iron Heads flinch. But regardless of that, I don't like seeing that.
I love seeing that. The biggest difference between Dante and Ethan's Togekiss is Ethan's was Scarfed, so he pretty much would always win the 1v1 if he could just flinch. But getting that freeze there meant that there's almost a possibility that this Togekiss can win the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Because now there's no checks to it, nothing's faster. But then Azelf comes
except
in.
this Azelf who kind of
this Azelf here who comes
it.
in and starts spamming Thunderbolt. Like I love this Life Orb Azelf. He goes hard.
Yeah, it is nasty plot set.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so it's like if you're able to pull it off, like it's so fast. If you don't have a Scarfer or like a Raikou with the speed tie, like you're kind of shit out of luck.
Yeah. Being able to get Mandibuzz down to Aqua Jet range was pretty big too.
Yeah, plus now Togekiss is in range and
yeah,
and that was game 1. So good playing from Ethan. We didn't get to see Whimsicott, but
no, we didn't. It was very sad.
You know what? Whimsicott was probably not going to get much done in this game. So it's probably
all the PR.
Yeah. So here's the second team. We were making it, and Ethan was
Make sure
like,
you
I like
chat on this
Shaman,
one.
I like Victini. I said, perfect. You picked two of the best guys in the tier. This is great.
And on top of that, he picked a Scavalier, which made Will extremely happy in the chat.
Cavalier is awesome. So we kind of built a little trick room part, and then threw on Swampert because he needed a rocker, and again, something that didn't lose to Weavile. Because look at this team, and look at him.
You're right.
So
the biggest Bolt Strike miss there.
That was a huge miss. But with the Citrus Berry, it honestly didn't matter.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Dante, he did hit Mirror Coat that turn and decided to go out on his own terms instead of letting Ethan dictate the pace. We missed Gen 4 Explosion so bad.
I miss it every day. So here's good old Slowbro doing his thing, getting up the room, being fat, being stupid. We love Slowbro. And then big S-Cav is in. And look at that, 55%, but I think Ethan forgot about the Heat Wave. And then gets burned for his trouble.
About the Heat Wave. It's just not real. Most Mandibuzz don't run Heat Wave. I can understand it.
But at least remembering from game 1 that it was there, you're just like,
that's true. If you showed it game 1, then yeah, you do got to remember that.
You got to remember that.
At the same time, we did talk to him about this in the match. He should have hit Megahorn there. It's always better than Ironhead on Escavalier, especially into Mandibuzz. So.
Yeah, 100%. And here's a good old Shaman. He's blue, you know.
Right, he really doesn't look that blue.
It is
I don't know why.
Bluish
Think about Gen 5 Shaman.
I think I don't like Subseed. I think it's annoying to play against. I think it's annoying to have. I realized I forgot to mute Discord again. Sorry, fellas. But I mean, on this team, he kind of needed a little bit of a change of pace. Yeah. So I think it worked fine. And again, Ethan thought it was funny.
Oh, first of all, it's not just funny. It's one of the. While it is annoying to fight, it is one of the best sets you can run. Nothing really wants to come in on Subseed Shaman, especially in Gen 5.
Yeah. Also, Togekiss living that thing is bulky as hell.
Yeah, I don't remember what this Togekiss' spread was, but it is kind of insane. I want to say it's not invested at all. So let's go Togekiss.
That's crazy.
You love Togekiss.
Yeah, this is really the Togekiss showcase for sure.
Watch here, right? He only has Sub. He doesn't even have Protect. Watch how much HP he gets back each turn due to the HP value on Togekiss. Like, this is enough to stall out, almost every single Flamethrower? That's 20 hits he can stall out? And he's not even able to hit Protect. So, it is annoying to play against for sure. But, I mean, I have to say, it's just way too good.
It's very good.
Against teams that don't have Recovery, don't have Grass types, and we're looking at Dante's team here, which has neither of those. I mean, he does have the Mandibuzz, but it's pretty, if I remember correctly, it's pretty weak. Can't come in on rocks at all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I get not wanting to play the, that slow pace where it's like, it's really a 6% change, and you're just wasting all your subs, which there's only 16 PP of sub anyway, so you can't really do it forever.
Right, so that was the perfect time to get Victini in, so that was a good job by Ethan.
And now missing Bolt Strike, so again, and getting crit for his trouble, so,
actually mattered. I remember going to the calculator right after that and looking it up. I went, there's no way.
Oh, absolutely.
It completely mattered. So he missed his Victory Star hit and got crit for it? That's horrible. Dante Luck
this is the second time Ethan has missed a Victory Star hit in this set.
It's a 94% chance. Like, that's just so sad. And it let the game be a little closer. Like, this was going to be a wash if Victini just stood in there and clicked Bolt Strike every turn. But we do get a Slowbro burn for his troubles.
Slowbro, in quotes, right? Spam and Flamethrower, and it's a move that Slowbro actually gets.
Yep.
So, it is funny. And then Dante kind of, whether partaking in a substance or just oopsie-daisying, just gets absolutely gabagooled by Zoroark's Disguise, which happens to all of us,
I'm not even sure it was... Oh, he did get gabagooled, that's right.
Yeah.
But he also got crit on the last turn, which didn't matter if he got gabagooled. He was dead already.
Yeah.
So
eventually you lose it's like the ego bruise, it's like, fuck, I got.
Yeah. And even so, I do love these quick attacks in the Trick Room. It's so funny because it actually, matters.
So in this end game, all of a sudden it's looking like, Ethan, what are you doing? You're wasting your turns.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden, here's Shaman, one turn to Trick Room, and then going for sub. It's like, why are you doing that? You've seen it slower. It has Poison Jab. It's got CC.
Yeah.
Just close the game out. If that was a crit, you look like a fool. and then not
Exactly.
clicking the 100% accurate move is one of those things where it's like, if you were to lose because of that, you'd feel bad about it. You know,
I'm
and
pretty
it's
sure
like,
that Shaman did have Psychic, right? Like it did.
It had
Yeah,
Psychic.
it definitely should have hit Psychic that turn for sure. There,
Yeah,
like
like,
that whole
it did
last
confirm
5 turns
it,
of Trick Room we could talk about for a while.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Shaman tanky enough to take the close combat. So
Somehow.
it all works out.
Yeah.
Dante
So
couldn't stretch that last game. But it was a good set. Fun set from both players.
So here is Nat Dex. We got all the Hisui guys. And just to kind of let this one play, I was at the River House with Corey when he made this team. And I said, hey, you know what's really fucked up? Galar Articuno. And he was like, yeah? And I said, yeah. You just run Agility, Calm Mind, Stored Power, and Terra Blast to be Terra Fighting. Once it hits the fields, you know, it just goes crazy. And especially versus this team that Adam brought. Whew. Like, just looking at Articuno versus this team, it's like, how do you deal?
Adam has 0 hazing ability because I don't believe this Toxapex has haze, and he has 0 dark types, 0 unaware users. He's in a world of hurt the minute this Articuno comes in.
Yeah, which right then, you know, he gets the double right, and then take it 13%. I know this is a set that also wants to run weakness policy, but you know, I like the boots so that you can kind of switch in and out if need be.
Yeah, you don't really. I mean, looking at this Articuno, you really don't need the weakness policy. If you're going to be using a screens team already, like, just put the boots on.
But I think this shit is cheap as hell. It is. This game is over. We're just gonna let it go. But this set is super cheap. Am I going to spam it on ladder? Yes. Do I feel bad? No.
Laddering team too, so he's never seen one of these. If he didn't know what to do about it.
Yeah, this is more of a like an actual like Gen 9 OU mon as opposed to Natdex, but like it can obviously still work.
Yeah.
But yep, that was a quick one. So we move on. Corey's got the same team. Adam's got his All Reliable.
Yeah, I believe this is actually Old Reliable. Like, this is his Adam quote team.
Yeah, it's got all his dudes on it.
And I was actually really worried that this time that Adam wasn't going to be able to respond fast enough. Because, I mean, Corey's coming in doing the literal exact same thing he did last time. And I'm like, okay, we got to make some switches. We have to do something about, this Grimmsnarl's just here to, come in, set up the screen, die, and then Articuno comes in. What's your Articuno answer? And I'm looking at this team here. I actually don't know what it is. It could be Dragonite, but their screen's up.
It's probably this Goldango, properly positioned. But turns out this guy does pretty good too.
Turns out Speed Boost Valiant is still one of the best mons. And
then being Terra Steel was very nice.
Yeah, forcing the Aura Sphere over, the Terra instead of the Stored Power, I would think. And then
again,
7%. Okay.
Yeah.
But hey, you got him down to 50. Something can clean, right? Hey, it's
and then here comes Dragonite, and I forgot about that crit. That's why Adam won this game.
33% funny.
That's why Adam won this game. And he
crit again. He would have actually lost the whole game again if he didn't get the crit there.
Yeah.
And that's why I was a little worried at first when I was watching, because I went, he's not responding fast enough to the threat. Like, you just got 6-0'd by this guy. You have to understand when you're bringing your new team in, what's your counter to it immediately.
Yeah. Also, was he not unaware, or was Dragonite just that strong?
Dragonite was multi-scale.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Claude.
Sorry, yeah, no, Claude was unaware. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Dragonite's just that strong.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No way Corey runs water.
No.
And Adam forgetting Prankster, Gen 7.
I don't think the Grimmsnarl could hit him, so...
No, but he could have hit Reflect that turn. He could have gotten a Reflect instead of Taunt. Because now he puts up the Reflect here, which just wastes a turn to do nothing. But Light Screen's cool. And Spirit Break's even cooler.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. But, because, think about it. If he didn't hit Taunt, he got the Reflect, he could have hit 2 Spirit Breaks and Valiant was dead. But instead, we have Corey doing Destiny Bond here. And,
which would have been really cool if...
It would have been so cool. It would have been so cool, Matt.
Yeah. If that had worked, I think Corey pulled this game out.
Oh, yeah, it was able to 2-0 and a handshake the minute that worked.
Yeah, because then Arcanine can try to pull off some shenanigans.
Yep.
But
I do like that Arcanine got the burn and lived the Make It Rain at times, too. This Mon goes hard.
I think this Arcanine is quite the fella. He's pretty strong, but obviously can't really but gets another burn, which is crazy.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Look at this Arcanine, man. He is the homie. This is what the team should have been built around.
It was.
He's one of the best.
That was the original concept. And then, if Torrance pulled out some crazy shit in the past, like with Goldango pretty worn down. Like if proper confusion luck, Torn can do it. But
that confusion hit himself plus the hurricane hitting, I think the game was actually over. I think Torn would have just hit knockoff 3 times and won.
He was burned. It's one of those where it's like could have been close, but it would have been very hacksy, and you don't want to win that.
No, so we won a game 3, so we're getting it.
Yeah, so Adam, same team. Corey's brought this one. It's got some pretty heavy hitters.
Have we seen this team before from Corey?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think he made it at the River House because we're just kind of cooking up teams.
Got it.
But
great turn 1 by Corey. Just get rid of Glamora, ignore the hazards.
Yeah, he's not playing around with it, All
right, now right here, we look at Zapdos. He's got the boots. You know what he's gonna do.
He's got it. All the hazards and everything.
All your hazards and screens are gone now. Like, there's nothing you can do about it, but at least don't set him up in his face. You have taunt. Just taunt them.
Yeah. And they get out of there with Volt Switch, so he's playing this super well. And here comes women.
Yeah, there's women. It is male.
Yes, which is funny. I still would have gone for the fake out there.
Yeah, me too.
But, I get it. But then here comes this thing.
Yeah.
And this guy goes crazy right now.
The minute it calm-minded, this game was probably over. Because now what do? You can't Toxic it. You can haze it, sure, but now what? He just sets up again as you switch. Or he hits Moonblast.
Moonblast still does 57%.
Big call out by Adam. He was thinking. He hit Moonblast on a Tox Specs there. I was proud of him.
Yeah. And even Zapdos taking all this damage, get rid of the screens, Corey's doing everything he needs to kind of keep this thing in check.
Right. I agree. But he is losing a lot of his team to it, which is...
Yeah.
Which I know Toxapex is the switch to get your HP back, but you're just letting him set up on you.
No, but it's one of those where it's like, what else is he going to go into to deal with this? He doesn't have anything else.
I think he has to sack him on so you can get Garchomp in.
Which is eventually what happens, yes.
Yeah, that's
you have to play, you have to stall out the screen turns and everything. You got to get Toxapex with HP. And then Tommy Wiseau comes in. That crit didn't matter.
Probably not, no.
So, all right. So right here.
Yeah, we can talk about this one too.
I like go back turn.
Yeah.
So, all right, hold on. We'll play this again. Garchomp, coming in, Terra Ghost, which is funny. Prevent rapid spin. Yeah. So this is Tank Chomp.
Absolutely.
He's got rocks, spikes, toxic, and EQ.
Oh no,
right?
Dragon Tail.
No Dragon Tail. I thought this was SD Rockium. Because you didn't see item. I was like, okay, we're in a decent spot here. And then I remember this turn took like almost 10 minutes to happen.
Sat in the calculator for what I think was like the entire day, like a Dragon Ball Z length episode.
Yeah, seriously. And all I know is I'm just thinking, if he has Scale Shot, you go for a Scale Shot, you break multi-scale, you kill this thing, it's done. Yep. Oh, you click, your Rockium Z move and you kill it. I didn't know it was a Tank Chomp at the time. Then you could Toxic it, break the multi-scale, deal with it with Low Punny, because you'll be faster when it's at +1 speed. You have to do something, make him, because Adam doesn't know your set.
Yeah.
Like you just say, that's Garchomp, I got to get rid of him. He's going to beat up Goldango. So... But Corey decides, you know what? I'm going to predict the Dragon Dance and go into Low Punny.
Yeah.
Which, sure, is fair. But you don't need to do that. That was overly aggressive, and it obviously didn't pay off.
Yeah, mouse over that Toxapex real fast, by the way. 28%. If you wanted to sack him on just to check what he's going to do, or because in my opinion, the Low Punny is also a win con. If it had Fake Out, we think it had Fake Out. I'm pretty sure it had Fake Out, right?
Had Fake Out.
That's multi-scale. That's not inner focus. You can Fake Out, cycle that Dragonite until he's dead.
Yep, absolutely.
And at +1,
and even if you swear to staying with Garchomp, it being Tank Chomp, it has Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin.
Yeah.
Just take the hit and die.
Or Toxic him and die.
Exactly. And then at that point, like, Yeah, and you just stay in there and you cycle fake outs while he's toxic and gets worn down and win the game with Dragapult.
Yeah. Now, Adam hitting outrage, that blew my mind too. I wasn't ready for it.
Also, yeah, again, not breaking the multi-scale means Dragapult's Draco can't kill.
Nope.
And weakness policy.
Bog. Completely irrelevant weakness policy.
Yep.
And here comes
Garchomp comes in.
Adam forgets. Cool. That didn't matter.
Yeah.
It was funny. And now we get Mr. Wash. Do not lose to the washing machine.
You don't sack all of your Pokemon on a super aggressive read that you don't need to make.
I do think Adam did. I mean, outside of the beginning of Game 3, I think once he settled down after he thought too much about his own game plan with the screens. Once he settled down after that, I think he played a lot better. He started thinking a lot more, predicting a lot more. Once the game got a little out of hand, because he didn't have his like, oh, what do I want to do this turn? Like, what's my win con? He just started going, okay, how do I handle what has happened now?
How do I kill this thing? How do I do it? You know.
So it was a lot nicer. Like once I started seeing Adam play like that, I was very impressed.
Because like even in the mid game, I think Corey maneuvered around that Valiant super well.
Yep.
Like you don't do it better than that given the situation. It's just the Dragonite was just a misplay. You know, it's like. At that point, even if he DDs, yeah, you could throw off a Toxic, break the multi-scale, revenge kill with Dragapult, who is faster, is immune to extreme speed. Lopunny cycle fake out.
Oh yeah, no, there was
it's probably still faster anyway, because Lopunny's 405.
Yep, faster than +1 Dragonite, yep.
Yeah, so that's that. So we got Little Cup.
Good set. Good set.
Yeah. Aaron brought Wooper, and I think that kind of...
It was a funny Wooper. I don't think
he's a funny guy.
It wasn't unaware, if I remember correctly. I think it was water absorb, and that kind of mattered. I love this tank, by the way. Having the Oranberry pickpocket is hysterical and always will be. That being said, he did just hit knockoff, which is not quite the play you want to do when you're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually gonna put this on because there's a lot of text that shows up in Little Cup games. So
thank you, Glamora. Very cool.
Yeah, so we get some spinning going. Everything is gone.
Yep, and now we got rid of the menace. And there's no hazards on Aaron's side, which is cool.
Which is very nice.
Just Jordan running Zoro, which is important. It's very nice, good synergy with Pawniard. I didn't get to look at either of these teams. I only helped Jordan with the creation of the Knackley, because I said to her when she sent me, it was originally a Drifloon. And I said, Drifloon doesn't really do anything when you already have Zora, and you kind of want something that can be a little bit better walling against the new Growlithe. So I said, why not try Knackley? He can't get Gaddist. He has Curse. While he doesn't have Salt Cure, he does get Recover still. So he can still do his Curse shenanigans. And turned out it was very, very good. Because it actually takes on this Quaxley quite nicely at +2.
It does.
Not even needing the Terror, only 27%. And while it doesn't have the damage output of a good Mon, it's not its job. Its job is to.
And then this Drifloon being Terra Water with Terra Blast was super cool. It worked out really well.
Did you see that one coming? I didn't see that one coming.
Well, I knew his team, so.
Oh, so you did see it coming?
And it was Mirror Herb, which was really cool for rapid spins and stuff. Yeah. So Aaron is all of a sudden cooking.
I love this Drifloon, and then he doesn't have. And the problem with Drifloon doesn't have the damage.
Steals the Eviolite, which is really cool. Let Tink go down, it's fine. And honestly, I think Aaron played this game really well up until this turn. If he had clicked Crunch, this was a whole different game.
Because that Larry the Lobster's at what, 20 then? Oh wait, no, Larry the Lobster was just faster? Oh no, it didn't matter. But hitting the play rough there is odd, because if he gets a Crunch crit, he would kill.
Yeah, exactly.
And play rough doesn't the Pawniard comes in, whatever.
So game 2, we got a rematch.
Yep, and the same leads.
Same leads, doing the same things. We're gonna see very similar interactions.
No, we're not, because we're gonna get T-waved. Which is pretty funny to me.
What do you mean you don't like getting up hazards and knocking and switching and spinning?
Yeah, I sure do love Glamora, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
My favorite Mon. And here we get a really funny Toadstool moment. Power Whip, way better than Giga Drain.
Yeah, it did. super well, and we see, yep, that's definitely him.
Yep, I wonder who that could be. It's sneaky.
He is sneaky.
He's so sneaky. I didn't see it coming. And,
Like, you know how, like, they always have those mons that are, like, you know, super popular, but, like, they're never really that great. Like, look at Zoroark, you know, it's like everybody wants to spam him in the tiers. It's like, oh, I'm so sneaky, you know? But it's like, it's legitimately super good in Little Cup.
Oh, it's one of the best mons. And
it really is.
I want to say it's just his typing, but...
I think, no, it is just his typing.
The ability to spread burn in Little Cup while disguising yourself as, you know, obviously something else is just, it's way too big. And I don't think he's broken by any means necessary, but he is very fun to use.
Not at all.
And unlike any other Zoroark, he's got the stats to back it up too in Little Cup.
Yeah.
And now we get
plus Terra Blast being working the way it does also helps him a lot because he doesn't have to sacrifice coverage at all.
Oh, true. Because you can just run it normally and get the normal stab. Yeah.
And then when you do Terra, then you get your new stab, and that's really good too.
Now, I do question why Aaron is staying in here. There was, I think, just one change he could have done. Like, he was getting hit by Earthquake. He can go into his Drifloon. He still
go into Drifloon, be the biggest water type.
And then he goes into Wooper, forgetting, I guess, that he's not unaware. And because it is Water Absorb Wooper. So it's not, it should be dealing about 50 something with these Earthquakes. You can tell it's not unaware due to it dealing about 20.
Yeah.
So now we're just sacking Wooper, but we're not.
Or we just get a crit, you know?
Yeah, I almost forgot about that crit. I actually think Wooper's very good in Little Cup. Obviously, his stats are dog. Like, he has...
They are real bad.
Absolutely awful, but he is the one mon. He is the one water ground mon that's unaware. In fact, he is one of the only water ground mons. So...
there are two. So...
And we come down to Drifloon versus Gary, and that Terra Blast is not going to 2-hit, so this
it's not enough damage.
Even though the crit might have looked like it mattered, there was still a 100% Crabrawler in the back, so... The game.
But yeah, Click and Thunder Punch, and that was that.
Punch, yeah, but it was a fun set. I definitely enjoyed watching Aaron and Jordan live for that one.
Yes. All right, so...
Speaking of sets, I didn't get to see live. Did you get to see this one?
I also... This is the first time I'm watching this, actually.
So, you have Terra Rock, I believe, on Tim's team.
This is we got Rock versus Dark
versus Mono Dark, and I don't think anybody helped Chris with his team this week, so this team is completely new to us as well.
Nice. Tim said I want to use new Arcanine because Growlithe was so good.
Oh, so, yeah, no doubt. I don't appreciate Corey Hart on a Tyranitar. Maybe Corey did, but I didn't. I felt that was cruel and unusual punishment to Corey. So.
Nah, he's got to get over himself.
All right, so we get a helping hand, but low kick T-Tar does just kind of demolish that.
Yeah, that's just like, you know, what he does. Now the rocks are up, Moon's gone. Spiritomb has All My Friends Are Dead syndrome, where it doesn't actually do anything because you could just double down its partner.
Right.
And that's kind of it, and you can leave him for last. A lot of support guys have that issue.
Just so you know.
That is the real Slim Shady there.
But yeah, you're right. Like, we just lost. It's 3 turns, and the 3 mons that have died have all been the non-Spiritomb slot. Even the fake Spiritomb is still alive. So, yeah, unfortunate. A really unfortunate focus miss there, but I mean, you are down 6-3 to start already, so kind of in a bad spot. And you're just getting...
Tyranitar is just kicking.
Yeah, he's just kicking. I think if I'm just going to be more honest with anyone running doubles that isn't running like super hyper setup offense or whatever should run Protect on their mons.
Run Protect, like the usual rule in VGC is 2/3 of your mons should have Protect.
Yeah.
It's the best move in the game in doubles. Use it.
Right. And we're seeing because like even if you're wrong, right, and you hit Protect and you failed. Mm-hmm. Like, there's more instances where... Also, here's a Protect helping hand. I'm not entirely sure what the plan was there. But even if you're wrong more often than not, it's going to save you more times than not.
Yeah.
Just being able to stall a turn, see what your opponent's doing, gives you more options in the next game even. You know what's going to happen. Yeah. Or in the next turn even. So...
And just that alone makes sure... your opponent have to think about what they're going to do now. They'd be like, oh, shoot, you know, they could protect, like, I might have to predict that. It just adds another layer of strategy, which is what makes doubles very enjoyable.
Exactly.
But game 2, we got Trick Room because the bear is here.
Yep.
And
so is the tree. Don't forget about the
tree. The tree is also here. We got Large Lady. you know.
We got Zoroark. We got Zoroark again, the big boy this time.
That's true. You do have another Zoroark Ditto, and then going for Sucker Punch on Psychic Terrain.
Yes, that is a
never good
mechanic issue. You cannot hit priority moves in Psychic Terrain. So
yes.
Either get the terrain off the field or just hit a different move.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of putting up a different terrain, we do have the 2 Trick Room Mons, but one of them can get rid of Psychic Terrain. So go slap him.
Slap him up. And then Tim made the call out that was not Spiritomb, or he just kind of wanted to click his strongest move and then explode.
Well, my guess is he only had Hyper Voice and maybe Giga Drain or Earth Power. So like you're just gonna hit the Hyper Voice button.
Yeah, for sure.
But now we've got Teddy, and Teddy goes pretty hard.
Teddy goes crazy. Ursaluna is insane.
He's insane.
He is a menace to everybody in Trick Room. Like Wo-Chen is here.
Wo-Chen
73.
Wo-Chen is not here.
Wo-Chen could not handle it.
Yeah, poor guy. Does he live the Dazzling? He does live the Dazzling Gleam. We love Wo-Chen.
That's definitely especially defensive Wo-Chen. I would definitely invest more in his physical defense, even with the lowering. Like you just become an insane physical wall, and your natural spit def is hard to deal with too.
Right. We're getting a really cool Helping Hand Pollen Puff kill. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Amoonguss moment.
Yeah, Wo-Chen Amoonguss. And now it's Mousehold, but that's an odd.
That's not Mousehold.
That's a weird looking Mousehold. So we need to see the real Mousehold. I want to see him.
Yeah.
Get on the field.
Headlong Rush just absolutely deletes Spiritomb, and now here comes him.
It's him. Well, hold on. Now it's him.
Now it's him. So he's got all the boosts, right?
Yeah.
So if you're Tim, right, the gameplay is Headlong Rush, click follow me. And the game ends.
I was waiting for that the whole time. Yep. So we did one.
He got one.
And he hit Fling.
And he flung the Flame Orb. Which, hilarious.
Hilarious, right. But if this King Gambit had low kick instead of Brick Break, you lost that game.
Yeah.
Because that Ursaluna gets destroyed by it.
Yep.
So, and you also just killed naturally with the Headlong Rush. So I was really confused about that turn. But it luckily did not matter because Ursaluna's a beast who takes hits like nothing.
He does, yeah. But don't be doing that.
Yeah, that was
unnecessary. You know,
I do like the tech though, but I thought it was a misclick at first.
Yeah,
I never got the confirmation on whether or not it was, but did not matter. So Tim gets a nice game 2 there. We do see Mono Normal finally get the dub it deserves.
Yes. So we got some Gen 9 OU. Hall over here bringing Amoonguss and Iron Hands, you know, and Corviknight. So really seeing the VGC player come out.
Will brought Garganackle and Zapdos Galar, which I think I don't remember what he thought of for Zapdos Galar, but the main reason this team was built was the Your Carried Garganackle, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so we've talked about this a lot, you know. We always get memed on where I shit on rain teams. Brian gasses up Garganackle. That's what's going to happen here. So I'm going to speed it up.
We have a lot of game to watch.
And you know what? We're gonna, crack open a drink. We're gonna watch Garganackle sit here. So if you're not into that, please look away.
Here. Cleaver's a pretty cool guy, and the counter is a really cool tech. Sadly, he's Terra Ghost because that's
that would have been really cool. I almost popped off.
I thought I was gonna hit him. I got worried.
Yeah, I still think Dragon Pulse should have hit Shadow Ball there. He is Ghost. Even with his move.
You think it's stronger?
Yeah, you don't drop your special attack.
I see.
You're gonna have. What else is he supposed to do?
I just assume crit Draco Meteor would be more damage than a crit Shadow Ball. Like you could actually kill with a crit Draco. But I'd have to check. I actually don't know.
I'd have to look at the calcs, and I didn't want to do it because calcing is hard.
Absolutely. Honestly, I know no one runs like Covert Cloak anymore because it's when do you see Garganackle? It's what?
All the time. It is a very good Pokemon.
Yeah,
Covert Cloak has its merits.
Yeah, while he's very, very good, it's not as prevalent as it was, 3 home drop and 2 metas ago. It's not going to be banned like somehow Volcarona was. Blows my
that's
mind
a
still.
whole nother
That's a whole nother can of
discussion
worms.
where I think it also comes down to we didn't really play the actual meta. Apparently, it's been a problem for a long time.
I mean, it's just very good.
It is very good, which I guess we're going off on the tangent since there's two Terra things, but I think at the end of the day, terrestrialization is the big issue.
Yeah.
For like most things. Like, Volk would still be here. Hey, big crit.
Oh, hey,
this game is
anyways,
over at this point.
This game got interesting again. Let's talk about it. Oh, wait.
Yes. Oh, look, there he is. Perfectly right on time.
Perfect. Yeah.
Dying to Brave Bird. Cause,
I don't know. It doesn't look like he should get banned to me.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just gets walled by Corviknight.
Yeah. But even though you don't have, what I was gonna say is you don't have Covert Cloak, you don't have to run it. Maybe consider running a phaser. It's it's not a bad idea. Something with Haze, something with Unaware, something with Roar. Just one. Just put a slot on something. Don't let Garganackle get up to ×4 and sit there forever. Like
especially when you're still playing in this format where like everybody has been using it. It's very common and it keeps winning. Well, you think, all right, maybe I'll adapt my team to kind of fit what's popular amongst our little community, because that will kind of steer you right. Because I know in a lot of our building tendencies, we try to like counterpick like what we think our opponent, what they like to bring, who are their favorite guys, which helps a lot.
Yeah.
Things to consider. This game is going to be very quick, so I'm going to keep it on.
This was the horse team for Will. A horse, of course. So it was a team around Mudsdale. That's really all I have to say.
What was the thinking? What was why Mudsdale?
Because he's fun and he's pretty slow and he's a horse. So
he's a horse. The horse is Lors.
Yeah, it's a Trick Room Slowbro team, and then you have 2 horses to switch to, and you have Ursaluna, who's effectively a horse. And then you back it up with 2 Regenerator Mons to wish pass him back to full health. That was pretty much the team thought process. Unfortunately for Will, his horse goes right to bed, so he's already down 1 sweeper. And his other ability to get Trick Room up is dead in a single hit because he forgot about the typing of his Slowbro. It's not the old one, it's the new one. So kind of just sitting around now, waiting for...
Anyway, I'm going to click through these turns until Heatran gets off the field.
No, Heatran...
All right, there we go.
Yep.
Now, here we go. Here is Indian food. And much like Moltres, or Articuno, excuse me, this guy just wins games.
Yeah. Once again, Unaware Mons, phasing, having something...
But also having a Pokemon that has speed over base 40
is certainly very, very useful. When Will makes his teams, he makes a bunch of good teams, right? And then he makes one really, really, really bad team. And when he wins game 1, he generally goes to the bad team because he wants to do the funny. But man, it's you can see what happens when you're unprepared.
Yeah.
So good job to Hall there, doing his setup sweep on somebody else instead of getting setup swept for once. It was nice to see.
Yes. So we got Will brought the same team, and Pat is bringing my team that I made in 5 minutes. I went on the ladder. I played 1 game, and I 6-0'd the guy with Articuno.
Wow!
And that was what sparked Corey to make his team, and what convinced Pat to bring this, because he said, I need a team I have to play in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is a whole other conversation that I will get into soon. Have your teams ready beforehand. Like, that way, you can practice and understand how they work and not just be like, I'll just try it, it'll be good. Because, we've lost 4 straight weeks. We kind of need some...
team problem.
we need some dubs, yeah. This is a Patrick Hall problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pat. I'm calling you out because I know you don't listen.
Ooh, wow. Anyways, here is Vomit the Pokemon doing a ridiculous amount of damage to the Zapdos Galar.
Yeah.
Unburden and Dire Claw Close Combat. I wonder if this thing will get banned at some point.
I think it deserves a suspect test, which I thought Volcarona also deserved. But here nor there, Zamazenta is still in the tier.
I thought this was the coolest play by Hall to send in his Garchomp on the Glimmora here to get rid of this Sash. That was a great play. Yeah, I was a big fan of that. And then you get the kill, you get your rocks up, and you call it even effectively. Unfortunately for Hall, here's the new menace coming in. So he's back.
But it's cool because we got Dragon Tail.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Just run a phaser. Just run a phaser more often. Yeah. It's a good idea.
Exactly.
And it applies to every single person here, not just Hall.
And then, see, Pat also got the bad draw in, it's like, here's guard.
Yeah, he's back again. Oh,
and
man.
This guy was not the switch in.
No.
This was not
No. While taunt is cool, you are losing your Grim Snarl immediately. Salt Cure, Poison, Rocks. You got to get that hazard up.
You're at a point where that was the perfect instance for Articuno to come in
and win the game. Yeah.
It was there, the stars were aligned, everything that was going to really go after it is gone. And now all of a sudden Sneasler's coming in. It doesn't have a move to hit it. It is a Dire Claw, CC, Terra Blast, Terra Water.
Oh, Terra Water is pretty cool, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And Dire Claw.
But the set originally had Night Slash over Dire Claw, but every time I had used it, I was like, wow, I really wish I had Dire Claw right now.
99% of the time you want Dire Claw, and every single other mon,
this is the one.
Every other mon that's not a steel type can get poisoned, can get statused by it, but Garganackle with his Purifying Salt literally cannot.
Yep.
So that's unfortunate. Another reason why I think Garganackle's a menace is just his ability, but
yeah, it's just a perfect storm.
Right,
and now we're turning into.
Yeah, even if it wasn't set up Articuno, I think you could have sent in your Goldango and just hit Shadow Ball and gotten it down to super low HP. It couldn't recover because of the taunt, and then if it dies, and you bring in something to revenge kill it or force it out.
And then not even going for the taunt here. It's like this was 10 turns too late.
Yeah, absolutely. Because now he's Salt Cured, and look at that damage.
And that crit was actually a huge game changer because he would have actually been able to get another hit.
I don't know why Will hit Body Press instead of another Salt Cure, because you do know it's 4 times resisted behind Reflect. Just cure it up.
And if this thing had Recover...
Yeah, I was wondering why neither of your... obviously I know why neither of them had Recover. You don't want to be walled by Dark types forever. You do want to have the Terra Blast. But man, I was
So that's just one of those where it's 4 move slot.
Yep.
Fit if you can. If you have a better way to get rid of Dark types, then, you don't need it.
Yeah, now here's Terra fighting Goldango. That's a weird Terra. I'm not sure what that's for.
Resisting Kowtow Cleave and Sucker Punch from that guy.
Defensive for King Gambit. That makes sense. So here's a Make It Rain doing 87 to Garganackle moment.
That's
what if we did that 20 turns ago?
Exactly. So I think Pat's order of operations were just not right. But I still think when he made the plays against Will's guys, it was fine, but his order was wrong.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep, makes perfect sense to me.
But yeah, so that was Sun and Moon. Or this is Sun and Moon. That was Scarlet Violet. So
it's understandable. Me and
JT played this set an hour ago. So still fresh in the head.
Yeah.
So looking at my team, real quick. Looking at SD Rockium, Garchomp, Bulky Zap, Pharaoh. Just for the defensive core, so they cover each other really well. And then I have Mawile as my breaker, and then I have Blisef and Gren as the cleaner, another wall breaker if necessary to clean up for Mawile, vice versa. And then looking at JT's team, these are the dudes he likes to use.
Yep, that is a JT ass looking team, and it is 100%. Hey, I don't want to use Mega Mawile. How about I use Mega Beedrill? Funny.
Yes, just like the association. Also,
you really did.
Yes,
you really did it because of the association, Matt.
Yeah, he probably did.
That's legitimately true.
Canonically, one of the hardest fights in the entire game.
Right.
But anyway, Landorus getting paralyzed by static. Yes, ground types can get paralyzed by static. It's just electric types that can't.
I bet that mattered a lot.
That full para, I don't know what he was going for, but
maybe
I get my other spike because I figured, all right, if he U-turns, he U-turns. And I actually did look up what Searing Shot was. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's the 100 base power fire move that has a 30% chance to burn and doesn't drop your stats. We love Sword Power Victini, except I'm sure he gets paralyzed here. Oh, he doesn't.
No, I did not para him. I was really hoping for it, but at this point I had to...
You have your answer.
To sack Ferrothorn.
Yeah, you have your
answer. And then this was a roll. It was about 50-50.
I see.
So I lose Blisef, but that's fine. Because I got my Frog.
Yeah.
I can pick him off. So
Why doesn't?
Victini really wasn't that scary.
No, Victini
I just
isn't.
needed the little bit of chip with Zapdos, and that was really it. So here he is again. That Leech Seed miss sucked a lot.
Oh wow, that's very unfortunate, JT moment.
But again, it's not really the end of the world, given the current state of how chipped his team is. Like Victini can't do it, and like he gets the he sacks Victini in.
Because now you can bring in your sweeper, right?
Right, yeah, so here's Muck, and then it's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, you can
God,
pursue me. And then I get Mawile, and...
I don't like Muck.
I'm Hyper Cutter, because I forgot to change to Intimidate.
Funny.
And it mattered.
It did matter.
At that point...
Look at that.
That crit didn't matter. And then, at this point, the association... Or the situation, he does it. Because I knew he was going to think I was going to sucker.
Wow.
And that was it. And now it's the whole game, and it is done and done.
Yeah, Mega Mawile, one of the best mons in Gen 7 OU.
It's very good. If you don't have a good check to it, which there isn't one, it has no counters.
It's literally the King Gambit of Gen 7 with how strong it can sucker punch you. It's something you have to prepare for.
Yeah, it's very strong.
So he brought it himself. It looks like game 2.
So this is the most JT looking team I've ever seen in my life. Regenerator Core, Volt Switch, U-Turn, Mega Mawile.
That has to be an old team because we did not help him make that. That's something he made on his own, I'm sure.
Just like mine.
Yeah, so there's a Magernia on there and a Kartana, but then I think everyone's favorite, the Hoopa.
Hoopa was here.
Hoopa's a guy that does not get enough respect. Because he literally...
So I looked at Magearna, and I was like, this thing is a perfect lead, because realistically, he doesn't want to lead Heatran, because Landorus is a very obvious lead.
Yeah.
And this guy has... one switch in,
yep,
and it's Mawile.
Yep.
And I don't think he wants to switch in non-Mega Mawile on a attack because he doesn't know what this is. He is very specs.
Oh, for sure.
As you're gonna see from this damage.
Bonk. Get flinched.
Big flinch, which is honestly what I was going for. Because I also wanted to. If he was Helmet, he was dead.
Oh, for sure.
So. And then at this point, I got the offensive momentum.
Yeah.
And I never let it go.
We're also going to look at JT pivoting around all his mons that have Regenerator and defense, and once again, not having the rocks on the other opponent's side of the field to make
none of them could switch in to Hoopa.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
It's always cool to look at the best wall breakers in the tier when you're running a defensive team, and just make sure you can check them all. Hoopa usually is the best special attacker in Gen 7. I want to take Arcana's probably the best physical attacker, and if you have an answer to both, you're generally going to be okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't say, like, Hoopa's borderline. Like, he's not...
Well, I mean purely stats. I don't mean viability.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My stats is big numbers.
Yeah, if I can handle a big number special attack from Hoopa, I can handle anything else in the tier, is my thought process.
Yeah, which is totally fair. I also would argue that Zard Y would be
that's
a bigger threat.
That's a good one to check, yeah.
But especially with Heatran down, like, and anyway. So Hoopa's getting kill after kill.
Sure, he sure is coming in and doing his job. It's a good game plan, and you're playing it very well. Yeah. And
so at this point, I'm like, all right, the SD is inevitable. I'm a very bulky Landorus.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? He's got to make all these switches. Torn is a problem. I'm gonna delete him.
He's dead.
He's dead.
And now, how do you respond?
So at this point, Magearna is kind of, funny enough, like, expendable.
It is, yeah.
Like, I don't need him anymore. I didn't really need him in this game that much. I just figured, you know what, let's just get damage off. And I couldn't let Garchomp get in for free. So that's why I went Hoopa.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was Tank Chomp and not anything else.
It was actually Scarfed.
Scarf Chomp? Oh, JT, you're crazy.
Yeah. So, I let Hoopa go down. He's done his job. And then Gallade at this point is...
Mega Gallade.
I have Ice Punch. Ice Punch does kill offensive Chomp.
Yeah.
Which he did show.
Get the Intimidate on the Mawile, yep. I'm surprised. Would Close Combat not have killed there? From Mega Gallade?
I needed Gallade for Garchomp.
I feel like Kartana
because I ran it did no damage at all.
Wow.
Like, this Landorus is physically defensive with the Z move.
Oh, that's depressing damage from Garchomp.
It's a good sprite. Yeah. Like, I really liked it. I will probably... This team is great. I've had it for like 3 years.
It's really good. It's
and it has Mega Gallade, and I like him.
It does have all the top tiers, and then it also has Hoopa.
So, All right, it's DPP time. David went to his buddy.
He did.
Who plays in Smogon tournaments, and he was like, "Help me make some agency teams." David sent one of the teams to me beforehand. I said, "Oh, that's kind of dope. I like it."
Yeah.
And well, he's back again.
Woo!
And it's got screens this time.
Yeah.
So I want to know your thought process, because this Lee Lucario doesn't really exist.
Lee Lucario was also my agency play. This is my agency team in case, like... In fact, this isn't... All three of my teams are agency teams, but Lee Lucario was the agent on this team.
Yeah. What was the...
His job was to CC all the original leads or hit, not Payback, whatever his dark move is, Crunch on Azel and two-shot it, and then copycat any rocks back onto my opponent's field. However, there was one problem with that strat when Meganium came in. Meganium was 5 speed faster and got reflected.
Which is crazy.
And then I tried to copycat Light Screen, and he hit Hidden Power.
Yeah, which is really funny, so...
Yeah. So it did not work out, and that's okay. Lucario, maybe next time. And my Miltank was very offensive.
Scarfed.
No.
That was scarfed, right?
No, that is Life Orb. That is Life Orb Scrappy with
That's
rocks
crazy.
and Milk Drink with Double Edge and Earthquake.
That was a very specs Latias right there.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I ran
super specs.
I'll be honest. David's teams. He showed me all of his teams afterwards. They're EV'd and thought processed like out of the wazoo. Like I've never seen such specific setup teams. I pretty much only won because my teams. Or sorry, spoiler alert. I pretty much only won the set because of the teams I brought each time just specifically had something on it that beat his team, not because they were better designed. Yeah. His teams were incredibly well designed. Also, right there, I thought it was a speed tie when I sent Miltank in. I just wanted to chip the Jirachi anyways. But
that's why I thought you were scarfed.
Yeah, no, it was irrelevant.
I forgot how, because like I saw the rocks, and I was like, oh, it's Scarf Rocks. It's Lando does that.
I don't think Scarf Miltank hits hard enough in OU. I think in UU you can get away with it.
I don't think Scarf Miltank is
good.
Worth it in general.
Yeah, no, he's not. He needs to either be a support or be super aggressive with Scrappy. And that's even like you're wasting a slot on Miltank. Like, oof.
Yeah.
That being said, I probably should have hit Megahorn on that Jirachi a few turns ago. I was really scared of missing and just losing the game outright.
Which is true, because Heracross, just like looking at David's team like right now, especially with Lottie coming in, goes crazy.
Because the biggest issue was I looked at that Gengar, I said he's gonna have a ghost in the bag looking at his team so far. But I don't I thought I still had the amount of Mons left to be able to handle, and then T-Tar came in and I went, oh, I can't spam Crunch anymore to win the game. Or Night Slash, sorry. So it was very, very I think this game gets really close to the end. I think if I was like just brave enough to hit Megahorn, I could have chipped Gengar enough to be able to spam it at the end game here and win.
Yeah.
But I did not.
Which, but even like Megahorn, like Gengar isn't the bulkiest thing, but he does quad resist Megahorn.
Right, but it still does about 30
And this is a very, very bulky Gengar. Which
yeah, but now like I don't know, if this Gengar was at 40 right now instead of 70, right? Like I kill him with the Megahorn. Or sorry, I kill him with T-Bolt. And now he has to bring in Lottie or Tyranitar right off the bat. Instead of bringing my Zapdos down to what, 10%, I think, because of the burn and the sand here. So 33
but also,
with a burn.
I'm pretty sure that Latias is scarfed.
Yeah,
faster than Heracross anyway. So it
scarf Lottie.
But you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know at the time. But even so.
Yeah, but it can't change what your game plan has to be, especially just like, all right, I gotta.
But I don't know. If
I gotta do it.
He kills the Heracross at 50. It probably does, but
it definitely does.
It might have to hit Draco instead of Dragon Pulse, and then it can miss. And it definitely can't hit T-Ball.
Yeah.
At 40. But we get a nice game by David here. He did bring the top 3 threats along with Meganium, and it turns out that's a lot better than his other Meganium team.
Yeah.
That's how you
again, this is how you do it. You have your, because this could have been any Screensmon, but you threw on Meganium for the defensive typing. It happened to work because Brian brought the most specific niche Lucario ever created.
It was actually an import-export lead set for Lucario. I don't know why it's on there. It's not good.
It's not good.
But it's
don't recommend trying it, but
I'll try it again, but not for a while.
Yeah. But here we go. We got game 2.
And
now we got Mamo and Zappingtons.
And David started crying to me right off the bat, going, "Oh my God, it's Mamoswine! Why do you have Mamoswine?" I go, "Don't worry, David. He can't run Snowcloak." Before
Because,
I
of
even
course,
look at the rest of the
David's got to
team.
give away his entire thing. But even, like, you see
Well,
Zap Memo lead.
He lied to me, Matt. He was a liar. He said,
Yeah.
I totally have Glaceon in the back here. And he didn't. He built a whole team around Abomasnow with nobody to abuse it at all. Just so he didn't
I
have to
don't
deal
know.
with the sand.
Because Obama is solid. And then what? I know you as a person, so this doesn't surprise me. But for anybody else watching, Brian does this shit all the time. And that's not surprising. You just see this guy, and he's just like, hey, I'm going to kill you.
Scarf Rampardos.
Don't use Rampardos. He's just a funny meme guy. Don't use him.
I think if I hit Rock Polish here, I actually just won the game. If I had a Rock Polish Rampardos instead of Scarf Rampardos, I might have been able to win the game on hitting all my stone edges. With David's team specifically. But I did not. And actually looking at David's team at this point, Abomasnow was probably the biggest threat to my entire team. Look at my team so far.
Yeah.
A Mamoswine, a Rampardos, a Latias, and I have a Glycor in the back. That Abomasnow goes so hard.
Yeah, Abomasnow is really, really, really good.
And once again, it's especially defensive Jirachi to come in and take my hit. So I go, dang.
Jirachi, very good.
Cannot spam Dracos. So here comes my Jirachi answer instead.
Yeah, which is a pretty good one.
Pretty good.
I always say it's like, one of the foundations of DPP building, at least like that I go by, is like you have to have a steal.
You have to.
You have to have a steal. You have to have usually 2 steals realistically, and then you need 2 water checks. So that could be like any type. That could even be like like Empoleon. Like that's a steal. That's a water check. It's great. But like because Gyarados is so strong, you got guys like Suicune and other Empo like
Army.
Pataya, Agility.
Yeah.
Like.
And it's a little
stuff like that, like because they can go
things, but you will find a lot more success if you do it.
Yeah, that's just like one of those things where it's a good way to go about it.
Yeah.
And just going into right here. So this Gliscor goes insane.
Well,
and
it does because there was one big thing missing from this Hail team. Any ice moves whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because if this had HP ice,
that's yeah. But I think right here, one thing just like Brian to check, your Gliscor was faster.
I didn't see that. You are right.
Yeah.
I will.
So David bluffed this as perfectly as he could have.
Well, I will say though, the even if I did, the Ice Fang at +2 doesn't kill Zapdos.
Yes.
So I didn't want to take that risk and do 70 and lose my best win con. But I will be noticing that in the future. That is something I did not notice in the game.
Yeah. And also, like, another thing, like, you think about, like, Zapdos, if it runs U-turn, it doesn't really have room for hidden power unless it is choiced, like choice specs.
Well, I wasn't sure because he let it. It was very confusing to guess what it was. And then I saw lefties and I went, okay, well, maybe it's just like a weird fizz guess.
Exactly. So yeah, as soon as Obama went down, like Gliscor kind of just ran the table. I don't know why David sacked it.
I don't believe that Abomasnow even had Ice Shard. He might have.
I think it had Blizzard.
Yeah, I think it had Blizzard, Leech Seed, Woodhammer, Protect. So he couldn't have even done it anyways. But
it was Leech, Protect, Grass Knot, Blizzard.
Thank you, Grass Knot, not Woodhammer. My Abomasnow team had a Woodhammer Abomasnow. I was gonna bring it if I won game 1.
It was fair.
I was like, oh, no one runs Hail. Let's run Hail. David brings Hail game 2. I laughed.
Yeah.
And this Jirachi, I do find it interesting. It is on a Hail team. I do believe you can get away with running Blizzard Jirachis. I think it gets that move.
Does he learn Blizzard?
I want to say he learned Blizzard. I'm going to go look it up. Because it was something that I'm like, well, why not, right? You're running Hail, might as well use it. Okay, I'm a big liar. You have to run Ice Punch. Never mind.
Yeah. So, here we go. Turn 16, we're back in the situation. +2 Gliscor versus Zapdos.
Yeah.
You now see there's no hidden power ice.
I also I lost my Rotom Heat, so I just have to send it. Regardless.
Yeah. So, David's at a point where I think he realizes how threatening this is.
Yep. Yeah.
And you can only play the bluffing game one time because he hadn't shown Heat Wave at that time.
Nope.
So you have to send it for chip. You have to Heat Wave for chip.
Well, he has to get the burn with Heat Wave. That's what he should do.
Like, you just need to get the damage off.
So yeah, 73 to Zapdos, and then he U-turns.
Because then as soon as the U-turn comes out, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
What do you have in here? Is, Breloom?
Cool.
On the Ice Fang?
Yo, Scarf.
I don't know.
Not Scarf Breloom.
Not Scarf. Not
also was not bulky, so it could not take that Ice Fang at 94. Specifically the Hail damage before the poison got him into a guaranteed KO that turn.
Yeah. And then you see how much damage that the Outrage did.
Yeah.
Another reason to have just clicked Heat Wave with Zapdos.
Right.
Just for the chip.
Oh,
get it into
good.
range, because you can't heal passively. If you try to go for Roost, while Zapdos is on the field, you can fish for crits and Heat Wave burns and things like that.
I'm just going to say this, Matt. I think Scarf Rampardos cleans up, though.
Well, yeah, at this point, yeah.
I wanted
But
to
still, like, I'm just saying, like, ways to have beaten the Gliscor.
Yeah,
you know?
You just got to Heat Wave it. I think it would have done at least 20. You would have gotten the...
Yeah, and you wouldn't have had to throw away Breloom, which would have, done with Rampardos pretty well. And then Jirachi still would have been there. Flygon, he's locked into Outrage, but you had a steal. Who was your steal in the back?
Gosh, hold on, I'm going to look. Who was my steal in the back? Sorry for making you wait.
No, you're good.
I had a Vaporeon Specs in the back.
Yeah, so even like that Outrage was free, with the chip on Gliscor.
Yeah.
That's spamming Outrage, like, you don't really have a switch in because your Lottie is Specs.
Yeah, I think I ran Specs Lottie both games.
Yeah, so, the Outrage is getting a killer, massive chip damage.
Yeah, I'm going to experiment around with Latios more when I get into Gen 4. It's just, I don't
we didn't
get to use it a lot in our previous seasons because we banned it. Now here's
Swampert. We're going to get up rocks.
Hello, my friend.
It's going to be great.
His Swampert was EV'd to be 159 speed, or 169 speed or something, so it was definitely faster. And I was a coward here. I should have hit Pump again, because he put me into Torrent, and I should have just clicked it, but I was scared, and I thought I was going to miss.
That's fair.
I went, I don't want to miss.
Understandably so.
But I think the speed EVs mattered only because I was a coward. Otherwise, I could have just killed him right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about it. I forgot.
So I love double water.
Yeah. This is my first time using Gyarados ever this SAPA. I haven't put him on any team until this one, so it's a little... I know he's a big threat.
Oh, this format, I was going to say, you want to ship
format
with him.
And David at the time said he lost the game to Gyarados, and I went, okay, even if he's bluffing, I'm going to keep that Gyarados alive.
Yeah, no, because... and then you obviously pursue. You're banded, right?
Yeah, but
banded
pause that turn. That turn took about 5 minutes on David's side.
I remember that. I was at the gym and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Come on!"
So I went for Pursuit immediately because he could have been HP Fire, right? But he just dropped some special attack, and that Latios is the biggest threat to my team still, besides the Scizor, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna kill him because I don't want to bullet punch the Latios and hit a Domfan for 10 damage. I didn't know it was gonna be a Domfan. I thought it could have been anything, right? But yeah. He didn't even have HP Fire. So the best damage he could have done to me was if that was a Spectrago, which it wasn't. I don't know, 30% to Scizor. It is the freest pursuit of your life. This is why you run Banded Scizor. You get the pursuit.
Yeah, literally, if you're gonna run a Pursuiter that's not Tyranitar, like you do Scizor, and then you just eat Lottie for breakfast.
But
yeah, but still, you just eat them up.
Yeah, Life Orb, HP Fire, scary.
I like the knock here.
Good knock. Rotom Mo is pretty cool.
I like Rotom Mo. I think he's a cool concept.
He came in to sack his Swampert, which he did because luckily, even though the Willow Mist mattered, the Shadow Ball didn't. And he sends in Gengar, so I send him my Duck. And he went, Brian, this Duck is stupid. It's the most broken Mon. I went, are you sure? Bonk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real broken looking Mon, huh? But I did want to run trade.
No T-Wave there?
What's up?
I'm surprised you didn't T-Wave first turn.
I was really thinking he would hit sub.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, I was too worried about sub, and I'm like, he'll miss Focus Blast. But yeah, no, T-Wave there would have been a lot
I liked the Wisp on his end to try to catch Scizor coming in to trap.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good.
That was a good play. Unfortunately for me, I didn't do it.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's this is the guy.
Yeah.
So this is why David was upset. He's like, bro, I can't beat Gyarados because he can't.
He can't. He literally can't. It's just not the right entry.
And he also kind of played himself into a position where everything that could handle it was dead. He bet it all on Entei on turn 2 or 3, whenever.
It's not a bad play looking at my team.
Yeah.
Because even Gyarados with the rocks up doesn't want to come in against Entei that often. And in the back, I only have a Calm Mind Jirachi, which goes even worse into this Entei.
Yeah.
But
that's what you got to set up on.
Yeah. Incredibly irrelevant crit there. I was dead regardless. Yes. And I'm thinking he has Stone Edge. I'm thinking he's mixed Calm Mind. So I just do it anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, I got nothing to worry. I got,
I even still, like, in David's position, like, with it being Solar Beam on Entei, get the sun up.
No,
like, you got it.
It was HP Grass.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was Solar Beam. I don't know why.
But he did say here he should have done. It was like turn 2. He hit Earthquake, right? Instead of Waterfall Torrent boosted with Swampert. And if he hit Waterfall Torrent boosted with Swampert, the Gyarados is dead and he wins the game. And I know he was very upset about that for a long time. But you can't you can't always like know things that early in the game. That's the fun of DPP. Like we feel each other out a lot in the beginning turns. You didn't know I was going to bring in my Gyarados. Maybe I was going to bring in my Jirachi or Vaporeon, which I had last game, right? Or any water type to take that water move. So I get hitting the ground move. It's not the worst play. However, Matt was right. Just because that mistake might have looked bad, you can still catch it up with other things. Like with the scissor hitting.
Yeah, it's on turn 3. Yeah. It's like they're gonna switch into something that's immune to your moves. That's just part of filling out team preview. You can't be like, oh my god, it's Gyarados, like a top 10 mon in the format. Like I lose the game. That's a builder problem. That's immediately you go, oh, my team's really weak to Gyarados. I should probably have something that can handle that really well, especially if I'm building around Calm Mind Entei, which obviously is going to evaporate to the water types.
And even so, even if you have that issue where you have lost the game in turn 3 because you see something that you think is going to win the game, even though you don't even know what it is yet, it could have been Bandit Gyarados. Maybe I'm Corey. But even so, like that's when you take the time and look at all the rest of your team that's still there, all 5 mons that I don't see, and go, okay, what do I do to deal with this? Which mon do I need to keep alive? In this case, it's probably Gengar. It could be Latios, but it's probably Gengar. So don't sack the Gengar. Like double it out even if you have to keep it alive.
Yeah, especially if you've seen Pursuit Scizor.
Yeah.
You need to keep, like having a team with like 2 things that are weak to Pursuit, it's like you gotta play around it, and obviously going with Donphan over like Starmie helps you against Tyranitar especially, but it also means that you don't have that secondary water check.
Yeah.
And with Lottie just getting pursuited out, it's like, yeah, you're gonna lose to Gyarados.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of the situation. There's not much you could do about it. So I think even with this team, like maybe like a bulkier Scizor with Starmie would be pretty good. Like cool. You really worsen your matchup versus Tyranitar, but like you keep Scizor around, have him be bulky with Roost and everything, and you can kind of handle a lot of Tyranitars.
Right. I didn't bring T-Tar on any of these teams. He was originally on the Rampardos team to try and give him some extra bulk, but
yeah,
I said nah.
What was your last on this team?
Calm Mind Jirachi. I still have yet to ever.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
I have yet to pull off any Jirachi successfully in Gen 4. I'm still figuring it out. It's funny, but yeah, that was my double steel type. See, double steel, double water, Porygon. That's how I built the team.
Yeah, So you had everything you needed.
I really was hoping he would bring Heatran for that Porygon. That was the whole reason. Heatran, Gyarados, anything that I could trace that would be funny. Unfortunately.
But yeah, sometimes you build cool teams around a guy and you run into a bad matchup. You still can't sack your performance just to make it work.
Right.
Just kind of accept like, yeah, I have to play this team differently. Entei's probably not going to be able to Calm Mind Sweep. You got to play it better.
Yeah, right.
You got to be like, you got to change the game plan.
Gyarados is gone, then win, right? Like.
Yeah, but it's going to be hard given, given the team structure and given how Pursuit Scizor kind of goes really hard against it.
Yep.
I think waiting until Lottie gets pursuited out,
Yep.
Get Entei in. Switch out to Entei. Put the pressure on. Rocks are up,
Rocks are up, right. Gyarados is the only thing that can come in.
Yeah. Like the worst thing that happens, Heatran comes in, that's fine.
You have answers.
It's like
you have Donphan.
Exactly. Like you have things that can deal with it,
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, that's this PR. Good games this week.
Yeah, we have fun.
We will win another week soon enough. But
trust.
I have to go to work.
Understand.
So we're gonna call it there.
Yes.
Continue to play well.
Yeah.
And do good.
Also, good job to the side event players, Camelmons this week. It was pretty funny. Do recommend watching the set. Very unfortunate luck for Chris, but I did enjoy watching it while waiting for my Wawa iced coffee. So good job both you guys.
Yes. Drew is on a god luck streak. So
he just says, just get lucky and ignore the calculator, and that's pinned in our Discord.
Sometimes that's all you need to do,